going down, and oh, my soul so weary. When troubles come, and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me.
And in this sense, we would like to propose to you our opinion, which is that global warming is not a hoax and is caused by human nature and CO2 levels rising.
According to the IPCC, the temperatures of the Earth in the past 11 to 12 years have been among the highest since the 1850s. Why? Think about it. Human production and our industries have been rising and growing rapidly. So obviously the rising temperatures are very similar to the rising CO2 levels. Go back to 1910. Take yourself to Montana's Glacier National Park. About 150 glaciers, the park filled. Fast forward 102 years. Nearly 27 glaciers in the whole park. This proves the ice has been melting not only in the polar ice caps, but also minor glaciers all over the world.
Some people say that there is no scientific proof that the current warming of the Earth is caused by emission of greenhouse gases from human activity.
But, as you can see, the rise of the temperature and CO2 emissions fit together perfectly. As the temperature rises, so do CO2 emissions, and as the temperature lowers a little bit, CO2 emissions do as well. Therefore, we must respectfully reject their opinion that there is no scientific evidence for global warming. If you look at the graph, the temperature rises as carbon dioxide levels rise. The carbon dioxide has small outliers, but they are irrelevant considering the fact that more than 95% of the time, temperature follows the trend of carbon dioxide levels rising and falling.
According to climate.nasa.gov, the heat-trapping nature of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases was discovered and demonstrated in the mid-19th century. Their ability to affect the transfer of infrared energy throughout the atmosphere is the scientific basis of many JPL design instruments. Increased levels of greenhouse gases must cause Earth to warm up in response.
By burning coal, oil, and gas, we take carbon that has been burned deep in the ground for millions of years, and we transfer it into the atmosphere. There it acts as a chemical greenhouse, trapping more of the sun's heat close to the Earth's surface, says thedailygreen.com.
What are my views on global warming? I could talk for hours on that. I've been working as a climate scientist for probably 30 years now, and I think that the evidence that supports the fact that human beings are changing the climate is irrefutable. There is so much evidence now that that is happening. The world's temperatures are changing both at the surface and through the whole depth of the atmosphere. Rainfall patterns are changing. Ice at the North Pole and on the glaciers is melting and retreating. Storm tracks and storm patterns around the world are changing. The intensity of tropical cyclones are changing. Spring is starting earlier, and summer is finishing later every year around the world. So when as scientists we start to think about global warming, we don't just look at one little piece of evidence. We stack up all of the hundreds and thousands of pieces of evidence. The oceans are warming. The oceans are becoming more acidic. As the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere dissolves into the ocean, forms carbonic acid, and the oceans are becoming more acidic. So when you add all of these pieces of evidence together, I think that makes a very, very strong case for human beings affecting the climate through emissions of greenhouse gases, which puts gases like carbon dioxide and methane and nitrous oxide into the atmosphere.
Great. Global warming is real, and it's here. And it's not going to go away unless we make a change and do something about it. I'm in my footies.
Is it getting hot in here?
Yo, if you look at the graph, If you look at the graph, the temperature rises as carbon dioxide
Biggest paper cut ever. It's under my pinky nail.
dioxide and other gases was discovered. Don't laugh. Is it good? Hashtag. No.
Believe the power is yours. You got to believe the power is yours.